Hi, welcome to this video. On this video, I'm going to show you how I went about painting this PlayStation 4 using a custom HD stencil from hdstencils.com. It all starts by sanding the PlayStation, and I recommend using a red Scotch Brite scuff pad to scratch the whole surface. And then all I'm using is alcohol, rubbing alcohol to clean all the surfaces, and then I start taping it. The taping is pretty basic. It's all hard taping, and I'm just covering all the surfaces that I don't want to paint, and I do the same with the other part. And I'm being careful to tape properly the light bar that goes across the PlayStation, and and then I sort of put it back together and tape it in the middle so that they hold. That will make it a lot easier to paint afterwards. It doesn't feel like painting two separate surfaces. It feels like a single surface. Then I do the same thing with the bottom piece. This one I'm only painting one edge, just the side edge where the disc comes out. But same thing, hard edges everywhere with the tape, and it makes it pretty simple. Alright, so the next step will be to apply AutoBorne sealer from createx. I applied this directly to the bare plastic, raw plastic. You need this for the other paints to adhere to the plastic. This is a really simple step. Just applying the sealer. I put 2 coats of it, and then it's ready for the next step. Alright, so now that the sealer is dry, I'm preparing the spiderweb mask. I cut this on the plotter. It's made out of vinyl. This will go on top of the PlayStation, and it will give me the spiderweb silhouette. All of you who have cut stuff on the plotter know that this is weeding. It's called weeding, removing all the areas that I don't want, and leaving the design behind, which then I will transfer using transfer tape and stick it to the surface of the PlayStation. It's kind of a boring process, but speed up, not so bad. So that's how the design looks like. That is the transfer tape I'm applying on top. With that, I'm able to lift up all the pieces and put it on the PlayStation. I've noticed that it doesn't stick too good. The vinyl I use doesn't stick too good to the AutoBorne sealer. So over here is really speed up, but it's really sped up. But it took me longer than I expected to remove the tape. But with a little bit of patience, I was able to get it in place and make it work. So that will be a mask that will be staying there while I'm painting. From there, it's ready for the next step. Alright, so the next step is to spray white, and I'm using Wicked White. This is as simple as it looks. All I'm doing is using the LPH 80 Iwata minigun to spray the white base coat. The PlayStation will be black, but I'm only using this white so that the Spiderman shows up properly. So I'm using the hair blower to speed up the drying, and it makes it ready for the next step. So now using the custom HD stencil. This one is a size 3 custom HD stencil. I'm gonna quickly spray around using black paint, opaque white. I'm sorry, opaque black. I'm gonna spray all around Spider-Man. I'm doing that so that I can see where the Spider-Man edge is, and with the razor blade, uh, I'm gonna cut all the mask with all the intersection points, um, so that the spider web looks like it's behind Spider-Man, not in front of him. And remember, take these videos only as a reference, not as an absolute. There are many ways you can do whatever project you're doing, and sometimes you're gonna feel like you're not ready for those projects, but it's only until you start that the process starts taking over you, and you just keep going until you get it done. So I remove all the masking from within where the Spider-Man is, and I go back again with opaque white and spray inside where the Spider-Man is gonna be. And you see, by using the stencil the first time to create the silhouette, it's so much easier to do this step. So all I want to do is completely get rid of any other color. I want perfect white so that everything else shows properly. Dry it out with the blower, and just keep adding white to it until it's perfectly white. And then the second step is to spray the HD stencil to full saturation, which is really simple. As you can see, I'm taking the time to build the white. It took a few passes to get the opacity to completely cover everything else. So here I am again with the HD stencil, and because the video is really fast, it's actually 500 times faster than normal time, but what I did was I did multiple coats. It looks as if I'm doing only one, but there you can see I did two on the face, and then I'm basically doing two passes on the same place while I'm spraying. The reason why is because you don't want to just pull the trigger and try to cover everything in one pass. You're gonna end up with puddles of paint in between the stencil and the surface, and you're just gonna have to start all over again. So patience is key. Do a few passes. There you see me doing a third pass, and that will give us the results with the HD stencil. And as you can see, the HD stencils can be made out of any picture. So that's the design. That's the results. So to continue this painting, all I'm doing now is blacking out the rest of the PlayStation, and this is gonna be a gradient that goes from full black to a lighter black towards the top. So for that, I'm not spraying the entire PlayStation all at once, and I'm doing lighter coats where I'm not sure what I'm doing. And with opaque white, I got rid of the positioning marks just so that they don't show up, because it's gonna be a bit lighter there. But I also decided that the spider web down there was a little bit too dominant, so I decided to make it darker and also give a gradient, a fade to the spider web. And all of that is just personal choices that you make while painting. There I'm using a secondary size 1 custom stencil, and all it has is some spider webs and some really small spiders. Like I said, custom HDs can be done out of any picture. And as you can see, the fade on top, I'm doing multiple passes rather than trying to do it all at once. I'm doing multiple passes. At the same time, I'm removing the masking just to see what I got. And I'm putting some spiders towards the side of the PlayStation as well, just so that everything uh, becomes a cohesive thing. It's dark there, but it still will show through. So once I've removed all the masking, I take a good look at everything, and I just wanted to punch out some areas. So I'm going freehand and darkening out the logo, sort of outlining it. Not a big deal, but I wanted to do it. If you prefer, you can leave it the way it is. But if you want to go crazy and start touching up little things, absolutely. It's personal. It's whatever you decide to do. So I apologize for the shadow I'm causing because I'm so close to the surface. I'm using a eclipse to do the little details, and I'm just basically increasing the contrast, making some dark areas darker. Sometimes with the stencil, it's hard to get that contrast, but it's easy to do freehand since all the structure is there already. And as you can see, I kept adding more black towards the bottom of the spider web, and on the bottom piece of the PlayStation, I'm doing some more spiders, just to tie it up together with the rest of the PlayStation. Some of those spiders are barely visible, but if someone wants to look at them really close, then there is something to look at. But it's secondary, is not a big deal. Um, so just darkening up a little bit more, and it's ready. So this is the SSR Clear from Createx. This is the matte version. It's a 3-part clear coat, and the nice thing about it is water-based. It doesn't stink, and it dries pretty much immediately. In less than a minute, the first coat was dry and ready for the second coat. I did 3 coats of it. I'm not gonna show you in the video, but I used the minigun, and with 3 coats, it was really good. So there you have it. It's all done. As you can see, it's only black and white using the HD stencil, and pretty basic techniques. But the final result is, I think it looks amazing. And here I'm gonna leave you with some videos, so that you can see in different lightings and in different angles the different details on the painting. Remember that the HDs can be bought at hdstencils.com, and keep in mind that they ship all over the world, so it usually takes 3 to 4 days to get to you if you are in the United States. But if you are outside the United States, it takes about 7 to 20 days to reach to you. So plan accordingly depending on what projects you got. But you can definitely get them anywhere you are. So if you like this video, remember to like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. And you can expect more videos similar to this one. And don't forget that you can have your own custom stencils made, and you can also go to the website and check out the designs that are already there. So thank you for watching, guys.